Talk about overwhelming. So in northern Wisconsin, in the Oneida and Vilas counties that we serve, the majority of what we serve, there's over 3,000 lakes and over 125 rivers, streams, and creeks. So we have an abundance of natural resources, especially water. So when you're working with a buyer and they call us and they tell us they have this dream of their perfect waterfront property, often the first question we're asking is, what does that mean to you? So today we're going to just sit and talk a little bit with Kirsten Erickson, one of our lead buyers agents, and talk a little bit about what you can buy and what it looks like on a 150 acre or less lake in northern Wisconsin. So Kirsten, tell us a little bit about what you're going to get for your money up here in the Northwoods on that size lake.
Okay. Well, what I did is we did some research over the last few years, because we had some big changes from, over the COVID era. So I started in 2020 and went through today. And we're looking at, I looked at home sales on lakefront properties that were on lakes that were less than 150 acres. And it was interesting because between 2020 and today, we were seeing on homes about a 38% increase.
That's incredible.
I know, it's crazy. So back in 2020, you could buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home on about a 67 acre lake for $278,000.
Wow.
And today, when I looked at the sales that have closed from January 1 through yesterday, the average sale price was $452,000 for the same property.
Yep.
And it just blew my mind, because I didn't think it would have changed that much. So then I looked at vacant land, and vacant land, we saw a 21% increase. So back in 2020, you could buy a lakefront lot for about $71,000, and today it's $89,500.
Wow. So interesting to me, though, I think it's important that people know that you can still buy a beautiful lot on the water for under $100,000.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And while 21% is an increase, when you look at the cost of the house value, and granted, we know the price of building has skyrocketed, but that you could start out, get your pier on the lake for less than $100,000 and still be on a beautiful lake in northern Wisconsin.
Exactly.
So when people ask, I'm sure people ask you all the time, like, where is the best value? What can I buy with the best bang for my buck right now? Mm-hmm. When I look at this, I see that vacant land is still in this particular category holding its own for affordability.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you have a little more negotiating power on the vacant land, according to the statistics, than you do on a residential home right now.
Let's talk about what that means. So when you say a little bit more negotiating power, so does that mean that the seller will negotiate price more? Or what does that exactly mean?
It's price.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, so right now you're looking at about, about 92%.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is really good on vacant land. Where the homes, they were right around 100%.
Yep, and when we heard about the bidding wars and all of the people aggressively going after properties, it wasn't happening on the vacant land as much as it was happening on the home. So that's, again, another thing for buyers to know. If you want to negotiate, if that's important to you, to feel like value,
right,
that's probably a property you could be looking at. How are we looking as far as active inventory? Because nationally all we hear is there's nothing to buy, or the markets are shifting and there's 100 million things to buy. So how do these two particular segments of the waterfront listings look as far as active listings?
Right now there are 11 active listings. Now we're talking Vilas and Oneida Counties. So perfect. It's a big area that I'm looking at. So on less than or 150 acre maximum size lake. So, we've got 0 to 150. You're looking at 11 listings, and the average price is around $536,000. And that's for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about 1,700 square feet.
Wow.
And then when you're looking at the vacant land, we've got 23.
Wow.
So you have a little bit more to choose from.
Mm-hmm. That's good to know, because I think, people like to, we talk a lot about if they're coming up, they don't want to often just look at one property. They want to be able to see a sample of the market, but when you only have 11 houses to look at, there's not a huge sample there. So if they're interested in a long-term project, buying vacant land might be not a bad option to go as well.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly. And you know, the thing is, I want to talk about these lakes because a lot of times I get the call and they want to be on a larger lake. But you come to the Northwoods to get away from it all.
Yep.
And when you're on a smaller lake, you tend to be a little more remote.
Yep.
And you're going to have more peaceful tranquility. It's going to be that kayak friendly kind of lake.
Yep.
So it really is a wonderful opportunity to get up here and be on water.
Well, and I think personally, and this is just my opinion, but when a lot of people think about a Northwoods cabin in the woods with a little bit of water, I think a lot of times the house or the setting they're thinking of is going to be more of this size lake, because usually if you look even at your stats here, you're getting more frontage, you're getting a little bit more real estate, and so that means usually more trees, more woods, and more privacy.
Exactly.
So I think that, well, I think one of the things you said here was the Hams commercial. So for all of you folks over 50, you're going to know what the Hams commercial, and it's going to ring through your mind now. But that's the setting that you're going to be thinking of when you think of this kind of lake.
Yes.
Quiet sports, more canoeing, kayaking, snowshoeing, things like that. Yeah, awesome.
And easy access when you think about trails too. So ATVing and snowmobiling.
Yep. All the things people come here for.
Exactly.
Good. Anything else that you noticed in this particular segment that you think the people should know about on that 150 acre or less lake?
I guess just think about your price point and where you're comfortable with. Where, you know, a few years ago you could get on it at 250. You can't anymore.
No.
So today I just got a call from some folks that were looking for a lake home, and they're at the 250 range.
Yeah.
Well, you know, with the over 2,000 lakes up here, in that range, you might consider being something close to the lake, because no matter where you are close to a lake.
With 3,000 of them in
Yeah.
2 counties, you're right. Within 10 minutes, you can be on just about any body of water,
Exactly.
whatever size you want to be, whatever aesthetic you're looking for. And if you're a fisherman, you've got so many fisheries at your fingertips, because normally you don't want to fish on the same pier every night. So
Exactly.
yeah, awesome, good. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions about this type of lake, give Kirsten a call, because as of right now, she is the expert up here on Northern Wisconsin lakes under 150 acres.